This is the MTN 9 o'clock news.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Andrea Lutz. A lot developing in the state of Montana tonight, including this. We're learning more about future projects in the Bozeman area. This after the largest budget in city history is approved. Plus, Butte mining companies are pointing fingers at each other over the safety of the Yankee Doodle tailings pond. If the dam at the Berkeley pit ever fails, we're going to tell you why. But first, across Montana, homeowners and businesses across the state, of course, getting those new tax documents in the mail. And you might be surprised to find that your property value has increased. But that doesn't necessarily mean your property taxes will increase this year by a comparable amount. MTN's chief political reporter, Mike Dennison, explains.
Every 2 years, the State Revenue Department reappraises your property for tax purposes. And this year, in Montana's major cities and counties, those values often increased. For residential property in these areas, the average countywide increase ranged from about 7% in Yellowstone to a high of 23% in Gallatin County. Ravalli County was the next highest among the most populous counties at 12.3%, followed by Missoula at 12.1%, Flathead 11%, Lewis and Clark at 9.6%, and Cascade and Butte Silverbow around 9%. The appraised value of businesses also increased on average in these counties, usually by a lesser amount, except in Missoula, where they went up almost 18%. City and county officials will tell you taxes they levy probably won't increase by the same amount. Under state law, local governments can increase their general fund budget by only half the rate of inflation.
So that means if your valuations are going up, then when the local government goes through the tax form, we're probably going to see a lot of mill levy reductions throughout the state of Montana.
Public school budgets, which usually account for at least half your property taxes, also have increases limited under state law. As Burton explained, that means the mills, which are a multiplier applied to your property's taxable value to calculate the actual taxes, should go down to offset increasing values, unless additional mills were approved by you, the voter, for more programs or new school buildings.
But a lot of that statewide is going to be determined by what the voters themselves voted, if they voted for school levies or libraries or any kind of levies that where the voters had a voice.
On the flip side, if property values in your area declined, and they did in a dozen rural counties primarily in eastern Montana, then local mills may be increased to collect the same amount of revenue. And finally, there's the question of whether your new appraised value is accurate.
I always tell people when they get their appraisal in the mail, they should ask themselves the following question: would I sell my house for that amount of money?
If the answer is yes, then the appraisal is accurate and legal. If it's lower, you shouldn't complain. If it's more than you think your property is worth, you can protest to the local revenue department office. And one last thing, if your property's value increased more than the county average, you'll likely be paying higher property taxes this coming year. You can go to our website and see the averages for every county. In Helena, I'm Mike Dennison, MTN News.
All right, thanks, Mike. And your actual property tax bills don't actually go out until November. Well, tonight, Kalispell school board members are hashing out details to address a $1.7 million deficit, including cuts. After a levy failed in May, the district is forced to make immediate cuts. The potential for job loss is unknown at this time. Well, today, board members brainstormed strengths and weaknesses of the failed levy. Some of those weaknesses were lack of levy purpose, civic engagement, and difficulty in returning ballots. The board will reconvene, though, in August to put the final touches on the plans for the next school year. New information tonight on the approval of Bozeman's largest adopted budget ever. In the measure, though, there's a lot of things. A way to repair the Bogart shell, which collapsed, if you remember, under heavy snow this past winter. Bozeman commissioners adopted a $200 million budget last night, including in it $200,000 to pay for the repairs at the shell. Officials say it would help make the shell and fixing it up a priority.
We're looking at a couple of different options, all the way from splicing out the rotted portions and piecing in a new section of beam, all the way to replacing all of the beams themselves. But we are really trying to explore options that involve a full repair of that facility.
Other measures in the budget: affordable housing funds and $25,000 for broadband research. Also improvements to the city bus service. Well, homes beneath the rims in Billings are beginning to crumble. Neighbors say groundwater seeping out of the drainage ditch that sits above their homes is causing some major damage, and no one is taking action. The Billings Bench Water Association shut off the water flow on Friday to assess the area. MTN's Samantha Sullivan has more on the situation.
Bowing walls, foundation cracks, a house crumbling.
It's only a matter of time before the whole house comes down.
Dawn's parents live in this house on Viewcrest Drive. They've been here for the last 13 years.
Like, this was supposed to be their forever home. This is where they were supposed to, live forever.
Dawn says it all started last year when they noticed standing water in their yard and the initial signs of foundation issues. When the water was turned on in May of this year, things got worse. Heather Baum rents the house next door.
The ditch was turned on in May, and a few days after it turned on, I could look out my window and see water flowing out from the side hill here.
In Heather's backyard, a PVC pipe burst. Crews set up a pump and cleared the water from her yard. Her landlord added an extra pipe to help move water out.
Yesterday, we calculated that you could fill a 5-gallon bucket in 6 seconds. So it was no small amount of water still flowing out of here prior to anything being done.
Heather says the water didn't stop until Billings Bench Water Association began maintenance on the ditch on Monday. So far, no one's taking blame for the issue. Now, back in 2003, a survey of the area showed it was at high risk for landslide. Yet a developer moved forward and the city approved the permits. Neighbors say no one warned them.
Okay, and the association hired an engineer to assess that ditch and the hillside. They'll be installing a rubber-like coating on the drainage ditch to reduce the water from seeping out. A coroner's jury ruled a Great Falls man didn't die by criminal means in August of 2018. On August 24th, Cascade County deputies approached Andy Anderson about a harassment complaint against him. Upon contact, though, deputies say Anderson pulled out a firearm. He shot himself. Anderson was taken to Benefice Hospital, where he later died. Well, it took jurors just minutes to unanimously decide deputies were not at fault. Medical examiner said Anderson died of suicide. An investigator said the two deputies weren't involved in the death.
It's as good as it gets as far as demonstrating that there was nobody in proximity to the decedent. He exited the vehicle, he remained in the vehicle, he took his own life in the vehicle, and that's just about as good as it gets in the investigative world.
A coroner's inquest also found no wrongdoing in a case involving a Great Falls man who died after leading officers on a high-speed chase. Last December, a Cascade County Sheriff's Office deputy attempted to make a traffic stop in Vaughn. 49-year-old Tracy Johnston initially backed into the deputy's car, then took off westbound on Highway 200. Well, during the chase, Johnston started throwing things out the window at the patrol car. That's when he lost control. He crashed and he was ejected, dying on scene.
The minute that the deputy's vehicle is rammed, there's a use of force that's against us. And if he's willing to do that to law enforcement, I don't know what else he's willing to do to the general public.
And tests showed Johnston had alcohol and meth in his system. New information concerning a dam in Butte holding back mine waste. Questions on whether the dam could ever fail during a flood. Montana Resources says they are responding to a claim by Atlantic Richfield saying the dam could be unsafe during a disaster. Montana Resources says there's already a system in place with over 100 monitors and satellite technology alerting a shift of the tailings.
We designed for floods that have never been seen ever before. We designed to earthquakes that have never happened in this area. I'd say it's roughly about 700 to 750 feet high at its highest point. At the base, at that high point, it's a half a mile thick. At the top, two of our 240-ton haul trucks can pass each other on the top of it, and there's still double that amount of room.
Atlantic Richfield still plans to build an extra pumping system to remove more water from that mine. In the hills of Fort Harrison, dozens of soldiers are taking part in a personal recovery exercise, basically deciding what to do if their helicopter goes down. This is the Montana Guard. They're preparing to deploy. After initial training, soldiers made their way through a 1-mile course using the same emergency gear that they would in a crisis. All of this to train and be prepared for the unthinkable.
We're always training for the bad day. In the military, we never assume that everything's going to go real well. But so this is one of those bad day scenarios.
Well, the bottom line is to be able to get out of a sticky situation as safely as we can with as many of us as we can.
So aviation crews undergo this kind of personal recovery training every single year. Still to come on tonight's MTN 9 o'clock news. What is that sound? Officials in the Flathead Valley are hoping it won't be the buzzing of mosquitoes, but rather this beautiful buzzing of a drone. We're going to explain why. But first, Bob, how's that weather looking out there?
It's been a busy day in southern Montana, a marginal risk of severe storms. Tomorrow, guess what? That stuff starts moving up towards Great Falls. We'll have more of that coming up after the break.